What heroes are OP and what heroes should you avoid at all costs? This tier list video is your answer. But don't worry, it's not just me speaking my personal opinions. I got the feedback from these 10 amazing pros to make the most accurate tier list possible. Starting with the F tier, the heroes that you should avoid. Here we have the Archer Queen. Despite her energy buff, she still suffers from these 3 issues. Firstly, her shots constantly feed supers, and that is a big problem versus the Barbarian King, because you're essentially just keeping his entire push having +1 damage, and you can tell how that can lead to a big problem. Secondly, most minis that work well with the Archer Queen are not strong in this meta, such as the Musketeer, the Witch, and the Lumberjack. And most importantly, lots of minis that are in the meta counter Archer Queen. These include the Archer, the Bowler, and the Magic Archer. Next we have the C tier. These heroes are weak, but they can be viable if used skillfully. Starting with the Shield Maiden. She's just a massive meat shield, and even for a meat shield, she does not have a lot of HP. The Barbarian King has like only 3 less HP than her. And the Barbarian King can heal with his super, basically an equally good tank, and his super can support many. So, as you can tell, the Shield Maiden is very overshadowed by the Barbarian King. And her level 8 ability is just useless, like you cannot get any value with the Shield Maiden's level 8 ability. And then we have the Wave Master. The buffs definitely helped him, but he still cannot charge his super quick enough, especially against Ice Wizard, which is very popular in this meta. And the Monk can also just one-shot the Wave Master, and the Monk is increasingly popular right now. Moving up to the B tier, these are decent heroes and they can work great in certain conditions. And by the way, starting from the B tier, I will show you a deck for every hero so you can try these heroes out for yourself. Starting with the Bro Champion. She did get nerfed in the balance changes, but I won't say that that is what made her weaker. It's kind of a combination of that and other changes and just a shift in the meta in general. So she still does okay in some off-meta decks, such as this one right here with the Dark Goblin and the Healing Ranger. And then we have the Countess. She's a pretty inconsistent hero. She does well versus Clash decks because she can just zoom around killing the low HP Clash units one by one, but she's also quite vulnerable in later rounds, so the Barbarian King 2 Elixir deck destroys her in round 3 onwards. So she does have a lot of counters. I mean, why else would she be called the Countess? So this is the deck that I recommend. So this is sort of like an adaptation of the Butcher deck with tanks. So this should work pretty well. And then we have the A tier. These are great heroes and they have lots of good matchups. One of them is the Monk. In the last meta, the biggest struggle for the Monk is the Royal Champion. But now, she's fallen down, so the Monk can replace her as one of the dominant heroes in this meta. And the HP buff is just the icing on the cake. She does especially well versus the Barbarian King because he can just one-shot the Barbarian King and the carry of the enemy is gone. So here is the deck that you want to use. You'll be surprised how much this deck is used in competitive situations like tournaments. So before I move on, if this video hits 80 likes, I'll make another tier list video after the balance changes in October, so you know what the best and worst minis to use in the next meta. And now we have the Skeleton King. His revive ability is so useful, and that is what makes him so strong. And because of that, he is so OP in mirror map, because a mirrored Skeleton King can just spawn back with more HP than he had before. So if you're using Skeleton King on mirror, you're almost guaranteed to win. Is that crazy? And here is the best Skeleton King deck. Do I recommend this? No, it's disgusting. Like, it is so annoying. Don't ruin my day by using this. But is it good? Yeah, I guess. And now we have the best hero in the game, the S tier. Definitely use him if you have him, because he is so strong. And of course, by no surprise, he is the Barbarian King. His super is so powerful and he can synergize with lots of strong minis in the meta, such as the Barbarian, the Archer, and the Spear Goblin. And he's also a great tank on his own. So here is the deck that I recommend. This is the 2 Elixir Barbarian King deck, and that is probably the best deck in the game right now. What's so fun about this is that there are lots of variations for this. For example, you can change the Spirit Goblin for the Miner or the Battle Healer, or you can change the Knight for the Wizard. So yeah, there are a lot of possibilities. So it is a great deck. I definitely recommend using this deck, because this deck is what I am using right now. So is there anything that you disagree in this tier list? Tell me in the comment section below. But just knowing what the best heroes to use is not enough, because if you don't have the right many to pair with them, you are still going to fail even with Barbarian King. So you can watch this video to learn what the best and worst many is in the game, so you know how to make your best deck.